Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Happy Hour podcast. Of course, I'm Ray. Matt, unfortunately, could not be here tonight. As we know, also, Jeff Porrini from the Yo Show is joining us here live. Jeff, welcome back to the show. We're going to hop right into it. Of course, this week, if you went to both of our social media pages, you saw that we had kind of a little bet go down. Of course, you're from Philadelphia. I'm from Baltimore. The Orioles just played the Phillies. And what that was a hell of a fucking series, man.
Great series, tight,
hell of a fucking series. And we were like, hey, why not do a bet of loser wears the, so I don't know if you want to. I know you had what was it? What the hell is their mascot? I forgot, like right off the top of my head already.
The Fanatic.
The Fanatic. I know you wanted to send me a Philly Fanatic bandana to wear. So we got to figure out the terms for that. So you're going to see me rocking some Philly stuff in some way, shape, or form. But one thing I did want to get back into, because I'm bad with doing it, is branding myself, which means I have about 1,000 Happy Hour podcast t-shirts that I should be wearing when I do the show that I don't. But if you like this one here, this is our military appreciation. I have a tank top form of it. Make sure you go over to www.thehhpod.com. Pick one up. It is in 68, 69 style camo, which is when my dad was in Vietnam. So it was custom done to fit the camo that he did. But make sure to go over, buy some shirts, because your boys are broke. And if you want us to keep on doing this and just keep on rolling along with it, we need to have money to be able to do that. And of course, Sawyer Cassidy, I'm not sure if it's Sawyer or Sawyer. I think it's Sawyer. Sawyer Cassidy.
Sawyer. Yeah, I think Sawyer
will be joining us momentarily right here on YouTube Live. And I mean, Jeff, like, things are starting to pick up for us. We actually just kind of negotiated a little bit about we were doing our fully fermented show, which is our local feature show. We haven't done one of those in a while. I think it was maybe April. I think April was the last time we did one. And I just recently talked to a brewery up the road about doing a fully fermented in September or October, which is going to be our first local feature in a while. So look out for that. I want to try to start doing those live as well, but we'll see, how that works out, because a lot of times, and we were talking about this before we went on, venues and all that other shit, sometimes the Wi-Fi isn't there, or the shit just isn't there for us to be able to do things. And I know with me, especially if we do live, and even if we don't do live, like, I can't record using my good mic on the computer because I don't have a program that plugs into. It plugs into my Zoom. So normally I need to use my Zoom to be able to record whatever, and then figure it out from there or whatever. So, but yeah, man.
Unless you spend tens of thousands of dollars, you're a victim of that. We use StreamYard. It's the same thing. StreamYard is even worse. That link's like my ass.
Yeah, and I mean, that's one thing that I know. That's actually not too bad. I like that. We'll get into that in a little bit. The new featured beer, and Sawyer is coming in now, so we're gonna rock and roll with her once she gets in here. And of course, we're on YouTube Live. So for anybody that is joining us live, make sure you comment in the live stream. I'm very good with bouncing back and forth between the show and the live stream. If you have any questions, comments, anything like that, leave them. And we're going to need you guys later for when we play our game Super Fight, because you guys decide the outcome of Super Fight. And speaking of which, there's Sawyer now. Hey, how you doing, Sawyer? Welcome to the podcast.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you perfectly.
Great, awesome.
Of course, we're here live on YouTube Live, and we're going to get right into it. I saw earlier on this week, of course, you Twitter, we follow on Twitter, and you said something about you almost had to tase an Uber driver.
Shit.
How do you think
Oh my God.
bad that you're about to just pop homeboy in the neck with a taser? And also, what kind of taser do you have? Like, I mean, like, and do you carry that around all the time? Was it like a special circumstance, or like, I need to know the details.
Oh my gosh. So I always carry like a taser and pepper spray. And like when I'm back home in Texas, like I carry a gun.
Okay.
But like here in Florida, like I can't, obviously my guns aren't here yet. So I don't carry my gun. So I carry my taser and my pepper spray. And it's funny because my best friend and I have matching tasers and pepper spray. She got them for us for Christmas.
Okay.
Exactly. So I was in my Uber and I forgot like where I was coming back from, but I think I was coming back from set actually. And my Uber driver was supposed to like obviously like take the exit, and he like missed the exit. So I was like, oh, like he's gonna turn around.
Yeah.
He just kept going. and like just stopped. Like he just didn't, he never turned around for like 10 to 15 minutes, just never turned around.
Did you happen to look up front and like you made eye contact with him
Yeah.
and then you look down and you see that he's watching your videos on the phone and then you look up, look down, look up, look down and you're like, oh shit.
So I was
I
like
need
on
to
my
take-
phone, and I'm so oblivious in Uber. So like if somebody wanted to baby nap me, they probably could. But for whatever reason, I like looked up and I was like, this is not the right way. And so he like right before I went to say anything, I like pulled it like out of my bag and I was like, sir. And then he turned around. So I don't know for a taste anymore. This time.
Did he physically see the taser? Like, did you show?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, did he look back or did you like hold it over the front seat? Like this is like you have it like this far from his neck. Like, this man's like 30 seconds away from killing you both in the car.
I had it, but like it was still like in my bag. So it was kind of like this. And I was and he was like okay.
Spinning.
Yeah, and I was like texting people. I was like, oh, I almost got kidnapped, and I was still in the Uber when I sent that tweet. So.
Oh shit! His Twitter probably went off. He's like, oh shit, better turn around.
Yeah. He's following you, and he's like, oh shit,
Yeah,
I just almost died.
Or he's reading it like, man, this girl's in trouble. Meanwhile, he's the guy that's causing the trouble.
He's like, oh shit, that sucks.
What you should do is you should look to see if they have like a dick taser, like one of those like long dildo tasers. And then like the next time that happens, they see you reaching your bag and you're just pulling out like a long like 12-inch, like you have like a deep purse and you pull out like one of those long like 12-inch dicks, so they don't know what's going on exactly. And then like it has a button on it. Then that way when you hit them with the dick, it just like just zaps them.
The fact that it's a dick and a taser, I would thoroughly enjoy that.
Yeah, I mean, I see that's the thing. Like it's so weird because like in porn, like you have the dick saws, the dicks that are on the end of drills and sawzalls and all that, but you don't have a dick taser. Like that, like, yeah, like I
think it's because like girls would try to like put it inside of them and
probably.
Well.
Girls, guys, dogs might grab it, run around with it. Won't be a good thing.
Probably wouldn't be a good idea.
I wonder, like that's the thing. I wonder how often dogs steal sex toys. Like that's the thing. Like trying to wrestle.
And I don't think she's ever stolen my sex toys.
Just like this.
No, I take that back. She's stolen like the fuzzy part of like the handcuffs that I have, and she's like taking the fuzzy part. So now they're just like regular handcuffs. But other than that, she's never taken like a dildo or like a vibrator out of there.
I could see me coming home from the bar with a few drinks, me and grabbing a dildo, and be like, "Come on, bud, come on, go get it." And like playing fetch, yeah.
Yeah, no, she has like a zebra she plays with, and she's playing with it right now.
Oh, glass bottle Coke, props. Glass bottle Coke, yes.
No, you know what? Glass bottle of Coke are the best.
Yes, absolutely.
One thing I look forward to whenever I travel to Mexico, that I look forward to the most because it's the old school.
Peanuts in it next time. Put peanuts in it next time. Anytime we go like back home to Mexico, like my cousins and stuff, we put peanuts in them.
Nice.
Delicious.
Nice. Well, you mean in a full soda?
Yeah. So you just like dump a bag of peanuts in there and they like sink and like float and then you can like eat. They're pretty good.
You crack the shell and put the actual nut in there or the whole shell?
I get like the little bag of like the already like cracked like.
Wow.
Nice.
I'm writing that down.
I used to when I was a kid. I used to put sweet tarts in my sodas, and like it would literally like look like a boiling thing of lava because you would drop those in there and the acid would get to them. I think when I was a kid, I figured I was making myself a sweet version of Alka-Seltzer, but like it was just sweet tarts and it really just gave me more sugar and my heart probably should have stopped beating. But of course, we're here on YouTube Live. We have the live stream going into, and Jason said, "Hey, how are you doing, Sawyer?" And he asked, "Do you have any of those bad dragon toys?"
Dragon toys.
Yeah. Have you ever seen any of the toys from Bad Dragon? So we went to Exotica in December, and Bad Dragon has all kinds of crazy. Like we seen a girl with a dragon dildo. It looked like a dragon tail. And the dildo was no bullshit about it, as long as my forearm and probably about 2 times the size of my forearm. And she's holding it like an infant. and she's walking around with it. I remember me and my normal co-host Matt, who couldn't make it tonight, me and him looked at each other like, what the fuck? And I was like,
You can actually put, no, I don't own one of those.
yeah. Like, and that's one of the things. Of course, we're going to Exotica in New Jersey this year. The Saturday, I think it's November 4th, the Saturday Exotica Day in Jersey. So if you guys go out, make sure you come over, find us, say, hey, we will be not only meeting up and talking with some of the, stars we've had here on the show, but we will also be talking to you guys, the general public. So if we see you carrying a dildo like that, like an infant, we're going to ask you, so when you get home with that, is that going in you or is it going in your significant other? And how do you plan on doing that? Because, like,
it's surprising what people can fit in their bodies.
Yeah, like it's insane. Like there was a video that some of the comedians that come on here and showed me, and it was called Walrus Penis Anal. And it was this big giant dildo that looked like a walrus penis. And there's this guy standing there. You just see him standing there. And he has a giant dick, and I know this because you can see his dick hanging down from his ass. Like you see his ass, and you see like his dick just hanging from the back, and you're like, man, that dude's like hung like a horse. And then like, you're sitting there watching it, and you see his ass, and like the weirdest part about it is he starts like just smacking his own ass in the video, just out of nowhere, just slapping his own ass. And then you see a stool. He wheels a stool out, and the stool has this big...
It's an actual chair by stool, right? Not his shit.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, like this monstrosity
okay.
that's about the size of a Smurf, like on this chair, and you see this guy just slowly easing the fuck down on this thing. And as I'm watching it, like I don't know what to think, but it's like watching a train wreck. Like I can't help but to watch this happen. And I'm like, well, I'm
can't look away.
Like imagine getting that stuck. Have to have it. And speaking of what, Sawyer, have you had any porn related injuries?
I don't think so. No, I mean like, no, I don't think so. Like I've never been like injured, but like I've had like days where I've had to like take like a break because I was like sore.
Yeah.
But
okay. So nothing major,
like,
no falling off anything or nothing getting stuck or anything like.
Oh no, I take that back. I was on set with Team Skeet. Love them. Love all of them. And I was going to pick up Nikki Rebel's cell phone for him. I was trying to be fucking nice, and his cell phone was outside by the pool. And I went to pick it up, and they had like one of those like poolside like umbrellas out.
Yeah.
And there was like a corner piece, and it wasn't covered by rubber. It was the one corner piece that wasn't covered by rubber. And I smacked my head on it. I fell backwards, and I'm like I landed on my wrist like this, and I almost fell into the pool. And Tony Touch from Team Skeet was the kindest person ever. And all of Team Skeet was like, we can definitely cancel today, like blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, like it's fine. And I remember
by his pant leg, and you're like, no, we're fucking today.
Like, I had like a whole ice pack here. They were like icing my hand. I remember like texting my agent, and I was like, I just got injured. And they were like, doing what? And I'm like, I ran into an umbrella. And it was very funny. It was a whole thing. And then for like days after, all of Team Skeet was like, that's our girl. Like she didn't quit. And I was like,
I got to tell you, if I was your agent and you called and said you got injured by an umbrella, I'd be really scared to hear the rest of the story.
Oh yeah. My agent was like, you did what? But like my agents know that I'm like a klutz, and I'm always they're like, where'd you get that bruise? And I'm like,
I give you the respect with it because, of course, anybody who follows this show knows I come from the pro wrestling background. I did it for 20 plus years. And, it's the kind of thing that no matter what happened during a show or your match, like you got hurt or whatever and all that, you just kept going. You're like, and That's why we do this show 100% live, 100% unscripted, because that's all I know is from pro wrestling is getting in the ring and just doing stuff in front of a live crowd. And, it's funny because it's like you fall down, you hit your head, you bust your head open. It's like at that point, like you kind of do the Ric Flair where you get in your hair, like Ric Flair's hair's all bloody. He's like, come on, I'm still ready to go. And they're like, no, we can't do this thing. No. We don't quit. We don't quit around here.
I just remember at first, like when I fell, I started laughing and Tony was like, oh fuck, like she's about to start crying. Like that hurt. And Nikki Rebel heard it inside the house. That's how I hit it and like fell. And so like they come like running out, they're like taking care of me and I'm still like laughing. And then I sit up and it just hits me, like just the pain. And I remember Tony Tush looked at me and he was like, don't ever let them see you cry. And I was like, you're right. And so I was like sitting there like wiping tears. And I was like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I'd be crying like a bitch. Honestly, I would be crying like a bitch.
Don't ever let them see you cry. They come over, you turn your head backwards like the Exorcist, cry backwards at that point. And it's just like, nobody's crying. Nobody's crying.
It did great on Team Skate. So.
And Jason Rushman said he loves Rex and Rebel. They're very awesome people. Love them. And someone said that's funny how you mentioned peanuts. They had some yesterday and they were good. They had hot peanuts. So I don't think I've ever had hot peanuts.
Some of them are really good. If you find the right ones. Oh yeah.
Like I'm more of a lazy, like buy the Planters peanuts and eat them out of a can. Like, especially since I've lost like all the weight, like I've been eating like a lot of peanuts for protein, but like, I don't think I've ever had hot peanuts. I got to try.
Have you ever had a hot pickle?
A hot pickle. I hate pickles. So I've never tried a hot pickle. And it's weird. Like people think that it's weird because I like cucumbers, but I don't like pickles. Like, so you're just signs out of the show. I'm done.
All right, I'm done.
I'm out.
I have a theory, and I think it like goes with like just being a porn star. Like people, like porn stars love pickles.
Yeah.
Every porn star I know loves pickles.
I'm writing that down.
There was a Jewish deli that me, my wife, and her cousin went to down here in Maryland, and they had a pickle bar. Like they were blown away because they love pickles. Like I'm sitting there like, this is like nothing. Like I don't understand. But they're like, oh my god, like there's like fucking 17 different kinds of pickles in that thing. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I never knew there were that many fucking kinds of pickles. Like I'm like, I just thought it was just cucumbers and fucking whatever that juice is, and that's that.
They have a sweet like heat pickle that they make. I think it's like Mount Olive or something that makes them life-changing, fucking delicious.
Have you ever had what is it deep fried pickles or whatever? I know those are really big deep fried.
I've had everything deep fried. I mean, I'm from Texas, so like Carnival, you fucking deep fry everything down there. Fucking Oreos, cheesecake, fucking everything.
Cheesecake.
You guys deep fry your handguns down there, and that's just the way it is. Just drop it in, boom, pull it out. Guess what? Deep fried bullets, bitch.
Every Thanksgiving we have a deep fried turkey.
God, that sounds good.
Oh, those are the best. Well, actually, this show evolved from a local access TV show we used to do like 12 years ago. It was called Happy Hour TV, and the guy who was one of my best friends, we've since lost touch over the years, but he was deep frying a turkey on Thanksgiving, and he had it underneath his deck. He had a hanging deck, he didn't thaw the turkey. So he dropped the turkey in the grease and it fucking exploded up, caught his fucking house on fire. He got like 3rd-degree burns and all that shit. And pretty much burned the whole entire set that we had in the basement down. Like we lost all of season 4, all of season 5. Like I used a lot of that archivable footage sometimes for the show to post online. We don't have any of that. And like, it was insane. I'm just kind of like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, bro, have you ever like taken like a half frozen chicken tender and dropped it in there and it kind of like goes nuts? Like it's the same effect, but with a fully frozen
that's like a thing in like the South in like Texas, like for Thanksgiving and stuff, like the fire department is like known. Like people try to deep fry turkeys all the time. They don't fully thaw it and it fucking set shit on fire.
It's fucking Thanksgiving again, Frank.
I think what I'm going to do is in November. I haven't done it yet because this show is, slightly different. Like, and we're going to get into some of our gimmicks soon. We have a lot of gimmicks on here, and so I think in November, building up towards Thanksgiving, we're going to show videos of people dropping frozen turkeys into air fryers, like for the weeks building up to Thanksgiving. Just but what we're going to do is we've been doing for the last couple of weeks. I found this list that said there are 800 terms for the penis. And we roll off about 5 of those every week. So we're going to get into the next 5 tonight. And Sawyer, you're in the adult industry, so you let me know how many of these you've heard and how many you have not. So we're currently in B. So we're going to do 16 through 20. So one is beast. I don't think I've ever, I guess some men would consider their penis a beast. I mean, if I called it a beast, I would want it to at least look like Beast from Beauty and the Beast. Like you just look down.
I only know one guy that calls his it's like known that like he has like his dick is like a beast. And it's like Brickzilla because it's like fucking massive.
All right. The next one, a beef bayonet. A beef so everybody knows a bayonet. Like you get like so you're gonna murder someone with your beef bayonet at that point. So that's new to me. I've never heard beef bayonet. Then there's the beef whistle. So I guess blowing into blowing the beef whistle and all that. I get that. All right. And then what I don't even know what this even means. It says Belend or Balend. Bellend. I don't even know what that even means. So here, real quick, let me see. Bellend. What does Belend mean? Let's see. The glands of the penis. So a vulgar slang. He is a total bellend and should step down as soon as possible. I don't know why anybody would call their penis that, but okay. And then the last one is big boy. Like imagine like looking at, come on, big boy. Come on, let's do it. Come on, time to wake up. Time to wake up.
Oh my God.
So that means on Sunday, of course, we're going to be live again here on Sunday at 4:00 p.m. Eastern. We're going to get into numbers 21 through 25 of the 800 plus names for your penis. And what we're going to do, we do crazy news articles on here too. And this one is, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but there were a bunch of like, how there's the climate activists out there for like climate change and all that. Yeah. Well, there were some climate activists that resorted to drastic measures and they cemented their hands to an airport runway. So it says, in a bold and daring act of protest, members of the last generation, which I feel like they may be the last generation if they keep doing shit like this, climate activist group in Hamburg and Dusseldorf so this is down near Dusseldorf. So this isn't even in America. It says took their fight against climate change to new heights, causing significant disruptions to flight operations by occupying airport runways. Inspired by renowned climate activist Greta Thunberg, who gained global attention for her impassioned speech at the United Nations, the last generation activists have escalated their tactics, taking civil disobedience to extreme levels. They have fixed their hands firmly to the runways using a mixture of concrete and epoxy resin, a construction grade substance known to harden over time. So imagine, you put your hands in this shit and you're on the runway. If I'm a pilot, I'm sorry, but that's total around and find out type thing. Like I'm just running your ass over with an airplane.
But epoxy and cement, like my mom like makes cups with like epoxy and she has to use like a certain type of gloves because like they'll mess up your like skin. Like
that shit. And that's also like, have you ever went into a bar and you went in and they have like either tickets or baseball cards like underneath, like they use epoxy for that. They put epoxy over that.
Exactly.
And it's super strong. There was one year for Halloween, I did a glory hole costume.
Yeah.
And on the front stall, there was a big giant dildo we had sticking out, and we epoxied that bitch to it. And we got drunk one night and we're like, let's see what we can do to get this dick off of this board. And let me tell you, it took us forever. We're trying to cut this bitch off with a machete. Like it want to come off. Like, yeah. So,
It's like
but
survival with the fittest at that point. Like,
yeah. I mean, at that point, it's like someone just sits there and looks like, I got it. We're gonna epoxy our dicks to this runway. They ain't, and what does that do? Like, I mean, like, I don't know a lot about the climate change shit. I don't get into a lot of that. I don't do a lot of politics. I don't do a lot of that kind of stuff.
I mean, I guess like just because like they were saying like the whole thing about like all the celebrities using like a lot of jet fuel, it's like messing with our climate because like our plants and and shit.
But how is that gonna? I mean, really, like, what if they epoxied their hands runway, the right where the plane like lifts off, like they're like right here, and the plane's coming, and it's just, and then they're just stuck there, and they're like, oh well, fuck. So here, let's see. So
I have questions like how they get to the runway.
Yeah, like I mean,
like how they get there, who let them through,
right?
Because like that's supposed to like sit. So like they were there for a while,
bringing buckets of epoxy and shit. Like
exactly.
Now I'm scared. I'm actually more scared about how they got there than what they did the protest.
Exactly.
Oh, apparently they were there for days. I'm not sure if they're still there or not. I'm not sure when. What's the date on this? Let's see.
I don't see how they can leave.
This was updated on July 18, 2023. So, it says that the risk and consequences, while the determination of these activists is commendable, gluing their hands to airport runways can have severe consequences. Airport runways are highly secure areas, which is what we're fucking, how the fuck, like, I know one thing, I cannot walk into BWI airport and just walk out onto the runway. I've been on the runway. My job, I've delivered to airports numerous times, and I've been driving my truck right next to a fucking 747 driving right at me. Like, and like, I just like, do you climb a fence? Like, I don't understand. It says
the airport runway that I've been on is like Burbank, like, cause they land on the airport, but like runway and they like let you off.
Yeah.
At like Burbank airport, but there's still like security everywhere.
I feel like these guys must have been watching like a massive amount of smut. And they're just like, these kids are hopping over. And it says that the substances used can lead to serious health complications, including burns, allergic reactions, and tissue damage. And the possibility of unintentional detachment during the protest can result in further injuries, such as broken bones and head trauma. Additionally, the use of heavy machinery to remove activists from the runway poses risk not only to the protesters, but the personnel involved in the So how the fuck did they, do they explain how they got them off? A chilling amputation, a chilling possibility, perhaps the most chilling risk, potential for activists to experience limb amputation during these protests. The strong and rapid movements required to free glued hands from the runway can lead to life-altering injuries. This serves as a stark reminder that extreme protest methods can result in irreversible physical harm. Could you imagine meeting someone and they don't have both their hands? They're like, so what'd you do, Greg? Oh, I glued my hands to a runway with cement and epoxy. Like,
obviously they didn't see that Grey's Anatomy episode where those kids got covered in cement and they like, it literally like crushed them to death.
There, and I brought this up on the show before, and I really hope we have her on the show one day to talk about it. But there was a scene that I saw with Sabian Demonia, and I forgot what the company was called that made it. But pretty much, she had a girl, and she had her in cement, and like her stepbrother was fucking her in the cement while the cement was drying. And I'm just sitting there and I'm watching this. I'm like, all right, well, so this is new. All right. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, Sawyer, and I say this a lot, that when you do a show like this, you've seen a lot of porn, you've seen a lot of stuff. So just like a regular porn with like a regular scene and just regular sex, that's just not there anymore. Like, I'm the angler fish swimming at the bottom of the ocean, like just looking for, and like, that's crazy. Like, imagine like
Cement's
something
good.
See, I don't know if I'd be like cemented. I don't know about that.
I don't think it was real cement. I would hope that it was.
I would hope not.
But so how much would it be? How much money would one have to pay Sawyer Cassidy to get fucked in cement while the cement is quickly drying. And it's like, all right, look, we need to literally bang this scene out quick because we're sorry, but we didn't know, like we got the wrong kind of cement. It wasn't the Hollywood cement. They're protesting, they're on strike. So we couldn't get any of that. So we're using like, regular secrete. So we need to get this out of here quick.
I don't know. I think it'd be like, I don't know. It'd probably be a high number. Probably like at least like 10 grand, maybe more.
Like, how do you get that off you at that point? Like, even if it's like the kind of thing where like it's not as much to where like you get stuck in it, but it's still on you. Like, does someone at that point, like a caveman, just sit there with like a little like thorn and hammer and just kind of chisel it off of your body at that point? Like,
maybe I'd have to do more than 10 grand. I'd probably do like 50.
Yeah, I'd jack that up. 10 grand seems a little too simple. I'd go for a big
like
number.
50.
Yeah. Next thing Sawyer knows is her. Do you have only? I'm guessing you have OnlyFans. Next thing she knows, she's getting all these requests for cement in her OnlyFans. Like that goddamn fucking podcast. Like now people are asking me to do this. Like, and speaking of which, of course you have OnlyFans.
Funny because I do it.
That's great. Everybody has OnlyFans. So
yeah.
Have you gotten any strange OnlyFans requests? Because that's always an interesting, topic of discussion is the things that these trolls that sit behind the computers and watch shows like ours type into OnlyFans. And I go, swear to God, I don't host that podcast show. Yeah. It's not me.
I've gotten some weird stuff. I mean, and it's not even like my OnlyFans, like just DMs, just like Twitter DMs in general.
Oh.
People DM some weird shit. Like people ask for some weird shit. Like
do you mind it like saying any of them? Like I mean, you don't have to say the user.
I mean, yeah. So when I lived in Texas, like obviously I live in Miami now, but when I lived in Texas, I used to have a guy and he would video chat me and pay me to clean my house. Okay. Not naked, not nude. Nothing. I could like a big sweater like this. I could clean my house and he would pay my rent for me to clean my house.
Steve, I would at least get somebody to clean my house.
Yeah. I wish I could clean my house and make money for that. I mean, that's the thing. Like OnlyFans has really changed like the game. Like that's the thing.
I don't know what happened to him. He kind of like fell off, like disappeared. Like but for like a good 2 years.
So somebody who knew a real cleaner that is a cleaner for the mafia probably sent said cleaner to his house and was like, don't worry, we'll clean your house for you. It's all right.
And I mean, no offense, Sawyer, because you're a beautiful girl, but I'd have you come over and clean my house. I don't want to even watch you clean your house. Come clean my house.
Right?
That's it. Deep down in that crevice over there. Yeah, that's right. I spilled all those hot peanuts over there for a reason. Yeah.
I had to stop posting my dog as much on things because people would ask me to do weird shit to my dog. And I was fucking sick. So
it's a beautiful dog though.
My dog as much.
Yeah, I don't want Jesus.
Yeah. I'm like, you guys are sick.
It's good thing you don't own a horse.
Yeah, I was about to say, they just go, hey, I like your dog. Any chance, do you own a horse?
Please say
no,
yes.
I don't. And then they just go, they leave the chat. It's like such and such has left. And you're just like, oh.
People are weird. I hear a lot of things just from like in general. People ask for some weird shit.
Jesus Christ. That's completely insane.
Yeah. I've had to block people because there was this one dude. I had posted something about my sister. I never post my siblings' faces. I never post any of my family members' faces. Yeah. But I had like said something about my sister and me being proud of her on my Twitter. And this dude like DM'd me with a picture of my sister and was like, does she fuck as good as you do? My sister's 14 at the time.
Oh my God.
Like, sir. Yeah. So that was the whole thing. Yeah.
Oh my God.
We're fucked up.
Jesus Christ in heaven.
Yeah.
What the like that? It's insane how bold people are.
Yeah.
When they're behind a computer, literally, they're almost as bold as these fucks that drive every single day on the road that think they can just fucking weave in and out of traffic and do whatever. And you're just like, that's that fucker that asked Sawyer about a horse and her OnlyFans.
Right.
Gotta be, because this dude obviously has a death wish. Like,
So I was in college. I was in my lit class. Like my literary class was ready. Like, and it's a big class because it was like a big university. And so I'm like in the back of the class with like a couple of friends, like middle section rows, like, right. And it's like a theater, like almost. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like listening to the lit professor, and I'm like on my friend's like laptop. So like we're looking at her laptop, and the professor is like, oh, and accepts like this thing, like this link. And it goes to everyone's laptops and the projector in the classroom, and it's my Bang Bus video.
Oh my God.
By Peter Green on the Bang Bus in front of my entire lit class. Brand new video just came out right before fucking Halloween. And so I'm sitting there, and the professor goes, "Is that you?" And I was like,
Is there an A in it for me? Then yes, it's me.
he was like, you have to leave. Like, you have to be dismissed.
Really?
why do you have to leave?
They made me
Because-
leave class. I had to get up. I had to go meet with the dean of the university and tell the dean that it wasn't me that sent the link to the professor. And it turns out like it was some like douchebag kid or whatever. He thought it would be funny. He ended up getting expelled. It was a whole thing.
Jesus. I wonder how many of these douchebags, like while that's up on there, and like how many of them were like, all right, well, time to jerk off in front of everybody in this class. Like, you know, and you know at some point that teacher and that dean probably they were just kind of like, oh, that's her video. Like they're being dicks about, but they're just kind of like, I wonder if she'll fuck for an A. Like, you know, at that point, like they're
I had to
thinking,
drop the class. Like it was just
Oh my
I
God.
would like fuck if someone put me fucking. Hey, you said Peter Green. If someone
he
put
wasn't
me,
even like nice about it at all. He was a complete
Yeah.
dick. Yeah, he was a complete like asshole about it. He like I remember he like sat me down, like me, and then I made my friend come with me. He sat me down and told me how disgusting I was. And I was like, fuck you.
All right.
I'm the type of person that would like literally turn it off, be like, we are never to speak of this again. Now onward with the class. Meanwhile, I'm saving the link on my phone to watch later.
My first question, Miss, is can you send me that link to my cell phone?
Actually, what was the website called?
Yeah. It just
Right.
airdrops. They just like almost like those fucking people who airdrop their dicks on like a plane. And you're just kind of like, who are you trying? Like, I didn't
Really?
ask for this. At that point, I'm rating. Like, I don't. If that ever happens to me, I'm rating the dick. We get all the time on Twitter. Like, we'll have something where we'll post something like you're going to be on the show. Like, I got it with Sarah J. Sarah J will be on the show. And all of a sudden, I go into Twitter, fucking 800 notifications, whatever, them liking, resharing, whatever. And I sit there, I'm scrolling through, and I just see a dick, and I'm like, I guess they posted this for Sarah J. And then I'll just sit there and go 4 out of 10 would not recommend reply. And I'm just kind of like, if you're going to post this on a public forum, I'm sorry, but I'm going to rate you. And that's just the way it's going to work.
I do dick rates in my OnlyFans.
What's the meanest thing you've ever said to someone?
Yes.
See, I'm nice in my OnlyFans because they pay me to be nice to them. So I'm like, that's great. Everybody's dick is great. Like, oh, it's great.
It looks like an M&M, but I love M&Ms.
And Sawyer, do you still have some time to hang out with us?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to play some ads from some of our friends. And then when we come back, we're going to get into our feature beer and we're going to get into our game segment, which is always.
And then Sawyer's going to rank our dicks.
Yes. Right after that. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead right here on YouTube Live. We're going to take a quick, probably about 3 to 4 minute break in case anybody needs to hop up, use the bathroom, grab something to drink, whatever they need to do. And we'll be right back here live on YouTube Live in 1 minute.
Sweet.
Hi, this is Doug Bradley, Pinhead from the Hellraiser movies, and you are listening to the Happy Hour podcast, and you better keep listening or I will tear your soul apart.
He's See, a new family moved in next door. We were just coming to introduce ourselves. Joshy, baby, what's wrong?
The neighbors. He was dragging a body across the yard.
Cleanup's a bitch when your stepmom's a vampire.
You've got to stop with the horror movies.
I do watch a lot of horror movies.
You guys are vampires, aren't you?
Vampires? In California?
What the fuck?
The California sun is not the best. But the desert nights, they're glorious.
The fuck?
Van Helsing broke into my house.
I was finally able to find Reagan's lair. So now, I'm gonna slay her.
Sadly for him, he's about to become my new sex slave.
Derek Sharp, the owner of Curtain Jerker Designs, who does an amazing job. I'm blown away every single time, and his speed that he has getting everything back to us is immaculate.
Hit up Derek with Curtain Jerker Designs.
Look no further than Curtain Jerker Designs. Make sure you hit up Derek.
Derek Sharp, man. Hey, just want to say thank you for the posters, all the hard work you put into, man. We really appreciate you, man.
A shout out to Derek Sharp from Curtain Jerker Designs. Yo, dude. Just want to say, this poster, off the hook.
Hey, what's up, players? This is Hall of Famer Teddy Long, and I want to give a big shout out to my man Derek over there with Curtain Jerkers Designs.
If you are looking for the best graphics, the best designs, look up Curtain Jerker. I do.
Curtain Jerker Designs. That's who I use for any of my graphic designs, and you should too.
Thanks, Curtain Jerker Designs. Big old shout out.
Here I go now. Blast off, about to leave the ground. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, I'm gone. But don't blink, you might miss it. Mode set to launch higher, 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 higher. Cooking and smoking, spitting fire. Say what you will, call me a liar. Don't believe me, look in my eye. Better suit up for a showdown. Give me that kingdom, hand me my crown. This is my time, I've waited long enough. I'm taking my moment, don't matter how it was. No regrets, no matter how hard it gets. I'm going for greatness.
Make sure you check out our friends located over at Hysteria Brewing Company. They are at 9570 Burger Road, Suite J in Columbia, Maryland. Make sure you pop out, say hey to Ty, and try their featured brew, Trash Panda, along with all the other crafted brews they have. And once again, that's Hysteria Brewing Company, 9570 Burger Road, Suite J in Columbia, Maryland. See you guys there.
But with a hard on.
Hi, I'm Naomi Fox.
And I'm Peter Fitzwell.
And you're watching the Happy
Hour
Hour
Podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the Happy Hour Podcast. Of course, we're here live on YouTube Live, and it is actually now a stormy fucking night here in Baltimore. I hear the thunder going fucking apeshit outside. So hopefully, knock on wood, I don't lose power. We haven't since we've lived here, but I know now that I said that, it will probably happen. Of course, shout out to Team Skeet. You saw one of their trailers right there. We're going to be doing something with them soon called Friends of the Brand. So they're going to be sending us a bunch of stuff that we're going to also be sending out to some of you guests out there and some of our fans as well. You know, we're going to do like trivia, stuff like that, to send some of that stuff out, and they're going to be playing a lot of their stuff right here. Of course, Justice Jordan, who's going to be doing the Fire and Ice show with Janine Jericho, who's going to be guest co-hosting with us this coming Sunday at Exotica in New Jersey. So, you know, anybody out there, you want to see your stuff, you know, run through our ads, just hit us up. We're very lenient to work with. We're just going to like, send us free shit. Like, I mean, that's just normally how we are. But what we're going to do real quick is I'm going to get into the new featured beer, which Of course, last week was Checker Spot Brewing. They had a random beer that was inserted in that, but the regular 4-pack that I bought is Checker Spot Brewing. Bird is the word. So Checker Spot is right up the road.
Nice.
We're actually going to be doing a local feature on them probably in September and October. Our local feature show, Fully Fermented, will be returning, and we're going to be going to Checker Spot Brewing to talk to them, try some of their brews, and feature them there. So, of course, themed after the Baltimore Orioles, right here in Baltimore, and this is their Honey Koshk. I think that's how it's pronounced, Honey Koshk, and it says brewed with local Bear Branch honey, malt, and honey from Charm City Mead Works. In case you haven't heard, the bird is the word, Checker Spot Brewing. So make sure you go out, find some of this, and give it a try. And of course, our featured shot, the one, the only Crown Royal Vanilla, which actually what Sawyer is drinking tonight, Coca-Cola, pairs very well with Crown Royal Vanilla. So does Vanilla Coke, as does Coke Zero. So make sure you go out and get that. So shout out to Crown Royal Vanilla. We're going to try this, and then we're going to get into our games segment. And here we go, the tradition of pouring the shot over the laptop and praying for the absolute best.
I've done things live with a laptop and beer. Not
There's so much spilled liquor on this laptop from us doing that. It's completely insane. So, Sawyer, what we're going to do, we're going to get into our game segment. It's called Ode to Humanity. We have a series of games we play with all of our guests. And my lights kind of flickered a little bit, so I'm praying for the best right now. The first game we play is called Super Fight. Have you ever played Super Fight?
No, never.
So what Super Fight pretty much is Super Fight is a game where pretty much there's a player card, a power-up card, and a weapon card. And what you're going to do is normally there's 3 hosts, but since Matt couldn't make it tonight, there's only 2. So it's going to be a handicap match. So what we do is we're going to have you, Sawyer. Do you want to choose myself or Jeff to be your partner?
Jeff.
Okay. So that's going to be
Jeff went like this, and I couldn't help it.
It's going to be the 2 of you versus me. So Sawyer, there's 2 decks. Do you want deck 1 or deck 2?
2.
All right. So deck 2. So you're going to get deck 2. So you guys have George W. Bush, who has feet instead of hands, and you get to duplicate one of my attributes from my cards. So George W. Bush has feet instead of hands, and then you guys will get to pick one of my attributes to duplicate on yours. And he's going to be fighting Miley Cyrus that can super jump and throws burritos. So out of super jump and throws burritos, which attribute do you want to duplicate for yours?
Those burritos.
Okay, so you guys have George W. Bush has feet instead of hands and throws burritos versus Miley Cyrus that can super jump but also throws burritos. So this is where you guys in the live stream come in handy. We're going to argue out who we think is going to win this super fight. And then we're going to have the fans after our next game choose who they think it's going to be. So I honestly, like Miley Cyrus, obviously the super jump. So if she can super jump and she can throw burritos, she can like jump as high as she can and just start like just rapid firing that shit down upon George Bush. And George Bush is very fragile. He's a very fragile man. Like, she's going to come swinging in on a wrecking ball, just flinging fucking tacos and shit. And it's going to be all she fucking wrote. So, I think it's going to be a hard fight for good old George W.
I don't know.
I do like burritos, though.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Why do you think George W. Bush, that has feet instead of hands and can duplicate, or basically can also throw burritos, why he would beat Miley Cyrus that can super jump and throw burritos as well?
Hey, I know a lot of people that can do a lot of things with their feet, and some of the shit you'd be like, what the fuck? But you never know. Maybe he can like kick a burrito and throw another one.
Catch a burrito.
I would pay good money to see someone throw a burrito with their foot. Like he just sits there, he just like clenches it
with their toes. I know. I'm pretty sure I know someone that can do that.
Like that. Wow. Like,
I have a feeling.
I think either way, but how you got to also think of how full these burritos are. Like, have you ever went to like Chipotle and like you get this burrito that's like 12 pounds after you stack, like you throw one of those at someone hard enough, like
You hurt somebody.
it's doing some damage. Yeah. And I mean, also like, I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of at the disadvantage too, because Miley has a super jump, but you guys also have feet instead of hands. So that's 4 feet. So she's being like kicked, like it's the opposite of a monkey. Like a monkey has hands for feet. George Bush has feet for hands. Like it's the complete opposite fucking spectrum. But so that's what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn it over.
He can like run faster because it's
he just fucking runs on all fours, like
on all fours,
slinging burritos like as he's fucking running insanely.
Burritos with his mouth.
So what we're going to do, we're going to leave it up to the live stream. We're going to get into our next game. So live stream, tell us which one you think it is. And you can either say Miley Cyrus or George Bush. But do you think that George Bush, who has feet instead of hands that can throw burritos, will beat Miley Cyrus, who has super jump, but also throws burritos? So let us know. We'll check the live stream in a moment and find out what it is. Our next game is Extreme Personal Questions. So Sawyer, what we're going to do is there's 2 questions on the card. They're random questions. You don't know which one they are. There's A and B. So you're going to choose one of those, and then whichever one you don't get, you're going to pick either myself or Jeff to answer the other. So do you want question A, question B?
A.
All right. So question A, what is your oddest quirk that you can trace back to your childhood?
I don't know. I have a couple. I think I'm just like a giant kid at heart. I don't know what it is, but if I get like really comfortable with someone, I talk in like a little kid voice, not like a weird, creepy way.
I do that too. I do.
But I think it's like cute. Like you talk to your like significant other and you're like, you know, like a little fucking weird baby boy. I don't know. So I guess that, but also like chicken nuggets of like my thing. It's like I love chicken nuggets.
You know, don't feel bad about that. I had chicken nuggets and curly fries for dinner tonight. So yeah,
I think it was like little like chicken nugget, like, and I call them like nuggies.
Yeah,
nuggies. There's that little baby talk.
My wife will look at me. She'll be like, "Can we have nuggies tonight?" Like basically, it's a girl. It's a thing going around. If you've seen it on TikTok, that trend, girl dinner. Like that's like she's saying that a lot. Yeah, she's like, yeah, I want girl dinner. Like I want like a cup full of mac and cheese and like fucking chicken nuggets or whatever. And I'm just kind of like,
shaped chicken nuggets and Kraft mac and cheese.
Yeah, you know, you're gonna hate me for like you gave me the look with pickles, and my wife like gave me like the death stare when I said this the other night. I was like, I'm not a big fan of mac and cheese. Like growing up, but like her cousin makes mac and cheese. Like he makes it from like scratch, like with all the crunchies on the top, and that's amazing. Like I look forward to it every Thanksgiving. But I'm one of those ones that like if I'm making something and I need a side, like I do like almost anything else, but then like I see the mac and cheese and I just kind of look at it and I'm like, donation box, and I put it back up in the cabinet. And I don't know, it's weird. And she like looked at me with like the look of we're getting divorced tomorrow, like type look. When I said
the best.
Mac and cheese is like the #1 food group on earth. It's got its own food group, man. Mac and
mashed potatoes too.
Yeah.
Mashed potatoes.
Yeah, mashed potatoes. I can sit there and put down. If I go to an all-you-can-eat buffet, everything I get, even if I get spaghetti, there's a side of mashed potato along with it. And so there's a second card. So Sawyer, who do you want to choose for question B? Myself or Jeff?
Yourself.
Okay.
I gave up on a cute face that time. I wasn't trying to get down.
The next one is, what fantasies of yours are you least willing to share? What fantasies are you? So I don't know. I've kind of brought this up before on the show. Like I kind of like always like if the world's going to end at some point, like I always kind of wanted to just go on like, and I've never, aside from drinking, I've never done a drug in my life, but I want to live that life where I go on this huge cocaine binger And like I'm like fucking Tony Montana snorting cocaine off of strippers' asses. Like just and that's just how I go out. Like I'm just sitting there just
Tomorrow,
absorbing it all up. And it's like you see the meteor coming towards Earth, and it's just like, hold on, Angel, stand right here. Like, you know, and so
yeah,
I think that would kind of be it. Like,
have you never done a drug before?
well, it's weird because like my wife like is like freaked out because she's like, you've never smoked weed before or anything. I was like, no, like I never, like I don't know. I think getting into the wrestling business kind of did a lot of that for me, like especially being in locker rooms, seeing guys take pills, had pill problems, you know, stuff like that. Like I know my wife keeps on telling me one day I'm gonna have you smoke, and of course my co-host Matt, he's a big, you know, smoker and all that, and it just hasn't happened yet. And they're like, people were kind of at a line on whether or not I did or didn't smoke on my bachelor party. Like half of the people who were drunk and high said I did, half of them didn't. So we don't really know for sure because nobody remembers 100% for sure. So
it's delicious.
Weed's great.
Now
Weed is great. Thank you. Yes.
is we're going to get into Never Have I Ever, which is 3 random cards drawn out of the deck. So if you've done it, raise your hand or take a drink. And if you want to give an explanation, you can. If not, we're not going to hate you for it. So the first one is, never have I ever moved in with someone after a month of dating. Where you're the guest. If you would like to, we will have you go first.
My significant other and I moved in after a month of dating.
Okay. What about you, Jeff?
My current wife moved in pretty much after a week, and it wasn't even like a move in. Like she was just so comfortable being at my house, she kept staying, and I couldn't find it in me to be like, all right, you gotta fucking go, because it was cool having her there, and look where we're at like all these years later.
Yeah, well, it's kind of the same thing. Like me and my wife met, and probably about, I don't even think it was a month, maybe about 3 weeks or so afterwards. Like at the time my wife was living with, Jeff, you've met my other co-host, Matt. Like, you know, she was living with Matt and his wife. And, you know, eventually she just moved out of there. I was living with my dad at the time. We lived with him for like probably about like 2 or 3 months. And then we ended up getting our apartment. And now we have our house. And
Within like 2 days, there was tampons in my house, like shampoo, and I shaved my head. I don't need shampoo. There was shampoo, tampons, you name it, in my house. It's like a week. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing this.
Yeah, it's fucking territory. You just move in, you fucking leave random shit everywhere. There's a scrunchie everywhere.
Marked her territory, Sawyer. She marked her territory.
Oh, I've done it. I've left the scrunchie on the nightstand.
Hot.
Getting into me.
My wife said she knew it was meant to be when she opened the fridge and there was Miracle Whip in there, and not mayonnaise, like Miracle Whip over mayonnaise, and that's when she knew. So I'm
waiting, not to cut you off. I'm getting nervous. You don't eat pickles, you don't eat mac and cheese, and you use Miracle Whip. I am never having dinner with you, dude.
Actually, I'm sorry. Miracle Whip is kind of like a thing of the past with us. If you've ever had Duke's mayonnaise, you've
mentioned that. No, I have not.
That is delicious. So make sure you go out and try some Duke's mayonnaise. So the second one is, never have I ever used a plastic sandwich bag as a condom. I have never done that. I don't even like condoms. I was going to say I never did it because I don't like condoms. So, all right, Jeff. Do we have to put the women and children to bed? They should already be in bed watching this show anyway.
So, I mean, when they say, oh God, when they say desperate times call for desperate measures. So I was 17, and you know, the fear of pregnancy, you're like, I can't get somebody pregnant. And she's like all over me, and I'm like, I'm out of condoms. And she's like, well, we're going to make something work. And we went to the kitchen, and I'm looking around. There was, first thing she grabs aluminum foil. I'm like, fuck no. No, I'm sorry. No way. Ow. So I'm like, you know what? Get a sandwich bag, which we did. And she wrapped a rubber band around it so it wouldn't fall off. Yeah, I was in a lot of pain. A lot of pain. Rubber
Wait,
band.
wait.
was-
So you put it and she rubber banded
it so it wouldn't fall off.
But it worked?
So got worked like a champ. Of course, I had a baggie full of whipped cream, but yeah, it worked.
Oh, like, could you imagine, like, you know how you have those ones with like the little slider thing? Could you imagine if like she did that and like she did the slider thing, but it like grabs you like a zipper at that point, and you're just like, she's just like, stop being a pussy. This is still happening. All right. Oh, Jeff, that's the most amazing thing. Like, you know, you're probably, you know, I know your show doesn't really go off rails as much as ours does, but that's the luxury of this show, is that it goes off of rails quick and people go places where they never ever thought that they would end up, because we have no agenda. We just do whatever.
I'm sure my wife and my co-host Jewel are currently mortified at the story that I use a plastic sandwich baggie as a condom, but
They'll never looked at a wrapped up sandwich in a Ziploc bag ever again, especially if it has mayonnaise on it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start packing my hot dogs in it and be like,
So the last one is, never have I ever taken drugs while watching my or someone else's child.
hey.
All right, Sawyer. So would you like to delve into the story of that?
So before I took a year break in porn. When I first started, I took a year break. So I had a year.
No one
gap.
didn't put your video on for that child. They like they did with the professor. Like he was in the room and then it pops up and they're like, "Is that you, Miss Sawyer?"
So I was like a nanny in the meantime, like between like taking my break, I was a nanny.
Okay.
And the family that I nannied for, the parents had just divorced. So it was the mom and the two girls. And the mom was like super young. She was like from Bulgaria, hot MILF mom.
Really?
Okay. And the mom went out and she was like this family was like rich. And so the mom was like her first date ever since the divorce.
Really?
And yeah.
This totally has like a porn storyline to it. Like,
I'm pretty excited. I am.
So the mom like leaves to go on her date or whatever. And you know, the night goes on as normal. I put the I play with the kids, make them dinner, put them to bed, and read them a bedtime story. And as normal, like the mom always told me, like once the girls are like go to bed, you can do whatever the fuck you want. You can have whoever the fuck you want over there, as long as the girls are in bed and asleep. And I was like, all right, cool. So my friends came over and I knew the mom was gonna be like coming home soon. So this is like when I was still like doing Molly. So
oh shit.
I smoked a couple blunts, did some Molly, waited for the mom to get home, and I left.
Now I was hoping that it would take the porn turn, and you were like,
I didn't take the porn turn.
Like the mom got home, and then I looked and I was like, man, she's hot. And then like next thing you know,
No, the mom is cool though. The mom and I are still friends.
Nice.
She said you had Molly. Now it's time for mommy. When the music kicks in and all that.
So in the stream, it is unanimous that Miley Cyrus, that can jump super high, tossing burritos, has beaten George W. Bush, that has feet instead of hands, that can also throw burritos. So I have beaten the both of you at super fights this week, as Miley Cyrus has been declared the winner of super fight this week. So thank you for everybody who took part in that in the live stream. So what we're going to do now, we're going to get into probably our most famous game. And Jeff, you know what game we're getting ready to get into. It is the game we play during our annual HHPod Rumble. If you're wondering what that is, you're tuning in for the very first time. It is when we invite back 30 former guests and we do a Royal Rumble style show like in WWE, and we play this game. And if you can't get the cards right, you're eliminated.
Good luck, Sawyer. This thing is hard as shit.
Championship belt.
Oh, fuck. All right.
The one behind me and sent to them Jupiter Jetson is getting hers this year. Johnny Goodluck got his last year for being the HHPod Rumble champion. So we're going to play Incoherent. Have you ever heard of Incoherent?
No, I don't think so. But maybe I've heard of it, but I don't think I've ever played it.
Okay,
so Incoherent, but doesn't.
I'm going to show a series of cards on the screen. They're going to be in drunken lingo.
Okay.
Try to sound them out and figure out what the fuck they say.
Oh.
So, and there's 2 hints on the back. So some people get this like that,
Okay.
or some people's brains literally shut down and they have no idea what the fuck they're looking
Okay, I think I'm pretty good at drunken lingo. Like college, right? I'm pretty good at drunk talk.
Hey, she's a college girl. It's not fair.
So let's see. What do you think this card says? And if you need a hint, let me know. Good way to try to figure it out is sound it out, but sound it out fast. You may hear yourself say it.
Oh, I know it.
What is it?
Spank me hard.
It is Spank Me Hard. And the hints were kinky desire or no pain, no gain. So what do you think that card says? One of the hints is a shared experience.
Um,
I have a few of these myself, and it's when 2 guys hook up with the same person.
I'm at a loss.
Do you want me to give it to you? Jeff, do you have any idea?
No, that's a tough one.
All right. So this one is Eskimo Brothers. If you've ever heard they're sharing the same. So what do you think that one says?
That's easy.
Oh, yeah.
What is that?
Blow me.
It is Blow Me, and the hints were birthday candles and a request for some Southern hospitality. So, all right. So that is our Incoherent. And so Sawyer, seems like you did pretty good with it. So if you would, we do it every June, which is our anniversary of the podcast. We invite back guests. So if you want to come back in June and play this game, what we're going to do is we play the game. We do 30-second intervals. You have to answer it in 30 seconds. Then you have to answer it in 15 seconds. If you make it through that round, you don't answer it, you're eliminated. And the winner gets an actual legit made championship belt that says their name, HHPod champion, and all that on it. So
I want that. I want to do it. I want it. I'm so competitive too, so I'm gonna play this game all year long too.
Right? I finished 5th somehow out of 30 some. I was proud of myself.
I'm so competitive. I'm gonna play this game all year.
I'll add you to the list of potential HHPod candidates, and we'll touch base closer to June to have you come back for that in June. So, of course, this segment is called Oh, the Humanity. So we end this segment with Cards Against Humanity. Have you ever played Cards Against Humanity?
I have.
Okay, so you understand the game, you know what the game is. Unfortunately, we can't have a deck of cards in front of you. So we do Cards Against Humanity roulette. So kind of like some of the other ones, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off the black face card, and then you're going to choose a lucky number between 1 and 6. And that card is going to answer the black card. If you don't like it, you get 2 rebuttals to choose other cards to see if you choose a card that you like a lot better. All cards are randomly drawn out of the deck. So this one says, next up on Nickelodeon, Carissa explains blank. 1 through 6.
Thanks.
3.
All right. So next up on Nickelodeon, Carissa explains genital piercings.
Easy.
Genital piercings, or do you want to rebuttal and choose another card?
No, genital piercings.
All right, so you're going to hold with genital piercings. So those 5 will go into Sunday's episode, and then we're going to do another one. So this one right here has.
You realize you just asked her if she wants to hold genital piercings.
So this one has 2 answers. So Jeff you and Sawyer are going to each pick a card this time. So Sawyer, you're going to go first. What's the next superhero sidekick duo? Sawyer, 1 through 6. What number do you want?
5.
5. All right, so 5. What about you, Jeff?
Oh, a good old number 2.
Number 2. All right, so what's the next superhero sidekick duo? Muhammad, praise be unto him, and my humps. So Muhammad, praise be unto him, and my humps is the next superhero sidekick duo. So do you guys want to hold with those cards, or do you guys want to rebuttal and choose other cards?
I'm all about the rebuttal. That was actually
I'm all about the
terrible.
rebuttal.
All right,
That
so
was
you guys
terrible.
Yeah, that was awful.
That
All
was
right.
like the worst Cards Against Humanity ever.
Sawyer, 1 through 4. What do you want?
3.
3. All right, so 3. And what about you, Jeff?
Let's go with 4.
4. All right, so 4. So what is the next superhero sidekick duo? Penis Envy and Denzel. So I guess Denzel is just Denzel Washington, and you don't even need to say his last name. So Penis Envy and Denzel is the next superhero sidekick duo. Are you guys good with those, or do either one of you or both of you want to rebuttal?
Again.
You want to do another one, Sawyer?
Oh no, I said I liked it.
Yeah, I'm pretty good with that.
All right, so we're gonna hold with that. So those two will
Penis
go.
envy is part of my life.
Oh Jesus, that was a loud clap of thunder. So that is our the Humanity segment. Sawyer, thank you for taking part in our to Humanity segment. So we're gonna get into one more drunken news article, and then we're gonna let you get ready to get out of here. You good to hang out for just a slight bit longer?
Good.
Awesome. So what we're going to do, this is actually kind of a redo of a story me and Matt got into a long time ago. We in-depthly talked about this guy who married his sex robot. So there's an update on this story. So
you got to buy it a ring, or?
Well, see, so the whole thing is he married his sex robot. So it says, infamous man who married his sex doll is now in love with an ashtray. So for anybody who remembers the story last time, it has definitely leveled up, because it says the kinky beefcake is proof that love is strange, or at least a viral thirst trap. Yuri Tukaloko, the infamous man who married his specially designed sex doll Margot last November in a wedding ceremony attended by dozens of guests. I remember when me and Matt did this story, we were like, so how does that work? Like, for a robot sex doll, who are her bridesmaids? This is like a toaster, is it a microwave? Like, who are her bridesmaids? Like, how does that work?
Yeah,
like,
I have questions.
and it says,
right?
Deep thoughts.
Like that one guy that married the lizard.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. There was a girl who married like an actual doll, and like we did an article in the show where she married the doll, but then her doll child got kidnapped. Like someone kidnapped her doll child and was holding it for ransom, and like they were making. I'm like, that's her friend. Like that's her friend, just calling her, going, "Hey Martha, I got Jimmy. You can send $1,000 tomorrow. I'm gonna rip his fuzzy little head off, bitch." Like, like
Weird.
It says he has now found a new love match, a giant ashtray he wants to adorn with an artificial vagina. Now, I did not read the story beforehand. I saw the title and I was like, I need to read this live for the first time. It says, where did the pansexual 36-year-old hairball of muscle meet his bizarre new love? At the club, of course.
Oh.
Although the proudly bald social media star from Kazakhstan, why do these ads keep popping up? Get out of here. From Kazakhstan, noticed the ashtray a while ago. He claimed it was when he arranged a photo shoot with the butt receptacle during a paid personal appearance at the venue that he discovered he had feelings for the ashtray. Goodbye, fleshy, lifelike silicone. The daring dude is now into hardcore heavy metal. Oh shit, there's photos. Oh, this is amazing. All right.
Oh, sweet.
So, all right. So let me hit this. Boom.
Wait, before you show it, make sure my
Photos?
wife is it. What is this?
Yeah, so that's the ashtray. It's one of those giant ashtrays, and his thumb totally looks like a little baby dick right there. Like that.
Does.
But it does look like a baby dick. So that's one of the photos.
My man needs a razor too.
And then-
God, he's got a lot of hair.
So like I'm guessing he showed up and did this photo shoot, and then he was just like, "Man, I really want to fuck this ashtray." Like, look, he legitimately looks happy here. Like, I mean, I'm not sure if he smiles as much with the sex doll, but I feel like maybe they're arguing a lot. Like,
He looks a little like Ray Chase.
like,
Why is he like
Judge me.
naked? Why is he in his underwear?
Right? Like with an ashtray.
Where's
He's
his
got like a-
shirt?
the shirt looks like it's on him. He's got so much hair. It looks like a shirt.
he said, I like it. The smell of it, the touch of the metal on my skin. It's fantastic. He proudly declared to Jam Press. I like the touch of sharp metal on my skin. It excites me. So I think you can understand what attracts me to this ashtray. Rumor has it is that he met his new love while estranged from his wife, Margot, to whom his marital bond was reportedly broken sometime last year. So in case nobody out there saw the pictures of Margot, the last time we did this story, here are the photos of him and his now probably soon to be ex-wife, Margot. So that is him and Margot right there. And that's them from the wedding. So in case anybody thinks
Wait,
this
his friend,
article,
like, he invited people to the wedding?
yeah,
Like, people
yeah,
showed
like,
up?
I don't see any, like, I wonder if these are the bridesmaids right there. Like, there's a little computer there. It looks like there's like a little like wine refrigerator here. Like, I mean, obviously they couldn't pose for this photo because they can't walk. But oh man, Matt's gonna be so pissed he couldn't come tonight. And we did a follow-up on this because we got like, and look, that's them right there. Like, how much does a wedding dress for a sex doll cost? Like, I mean, that's the whole thing. How much money did he put into this wedding to marry this sex doll? Only to leave.
Look at the
her
resting
for an
bitch face
ashtray.
on Margot. Margot's got
Margot's
serious
pissed.
resting bitch face.
Margot is not taking any of this dude's shit. Well, oh my
I have
god!
a question though. Like, obviously, she doesn't speak.
Oh.
So they're like estranged. Is he just like arguing with himself?
I can see that.
He probably does. Like, he
They're
probably
like,
does the child.
no, you're a fucking bitch. Like, fuck you. No, fuck you. Like, what?
Margot, where the fuck did you put my keys?
It says that he claimed he's been dating his ashtray for a couple of months now, and while his new love says, "Let's call at it, shall we?" is older. He says that age ain't nothing but a number mindset. So wait, how is the ashtray older? Like, I mean, like, I know, like, it kind of looks like an older ashtray, but like you can't like age an ashtray. He said, I generally like things with history. I love that this is not a new ashtray and it's had contact with a really large number of people. Jesus Christ. Also, it helps him satisfy a once secret fetish for dirty stuff, he admitted. When I hugged it and pulled out cigarette butts, cigarette packs, and all sorts of stuff, I liked it, he said. I liked it when the ashes stained my bare feet, body, and beard. Jesus. H.
Ew.
Oh, I'm telling you
Ew.
what. So you're starting to really rethink that cement thing all over
This
again.
is him. Like, that ashtray has a lot to go home to.
Oh my god!
Look at it, and then, I mean, that's obvious. Like, is that even Margot? That doesn't even look like that.
It doesn't look like Margot.
That doesn't look like Margot. Margot looked pissed.
That looks like Barbie.
Margot, because that's not resting bitch face enough for Margot. Like, I think they're, like,
Why is he like always like half naked?
yeah, like,
He is always half naked.
this must be them when they're like,
Is that Margot?
this must be like, yeah, like that's not Margot at all. So he's been fucking
Margot's gone.
for a while.
No offense, it looks a little like Sawyer. I'm sorry. Get out the taser and the mace. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna need a Glock for that one.
My man's making a Sawyer doll. Is
does this get any more weirder? It says, just
it can.
It can't get
not
weirder.
expecting to give up on his hard-earned career. I want to bring this ashtray home, but it still has to continue to work in the smoking room.
I mean, you hear those stories like, and not to be not to be mean, but you hear those abuse stories like men put out their cigar butts on women. Maybe he's a sick freak like that.
Like he wants the ashtray to continue to work in the smoking room. Like what happens when he gets abusive to this ashtray? Like, and he decides he's going to slap this ashtray. Like, does this ashtray, the ashtray just can't run out of the room crying. He's like, after all this is what I like. I can bring it home.
I have so many questions. Like I feel like he's like beating Margot, and Margot couldn't stand up for herself. Like I have so many questions.
Still, he's not ruling out taking it to the girlfriend stage with the ashtray and plans on maybe even replenish my harem. However, he's also planning on taking the big plunge by gifting ashtray with an artificial sex orifice. I think the vagina can be placed in a tube and the tube can be placed in the round hole where the cigarettes are thrown, he said, with a hint of irony and self-deprecation.
I feel so normal right now.
I feel so normal.
Right,
I feel like
that's
a civilized like human being. I feel like a saint right now. I feel like Virgin Mary right now.
So Sawyer, if you
taking an
were
ashtray
dating someone and they were like, I'm sorry, we can't be together anymore. I need you to meet Christina. And he walks in with this ashtray.
It's funny because my best friend's name is Christina.
I got an incense burner for my man if he wants one of them.
Jeff can just lay his dick right across it and just be like, all right, let's do this incense burner holder. So Sawyer, pretty much Sawyer, what you're saying is that at no point in your life you would consider ashtray as a mate. Like, I mean, even if they like put a dick on that thing and like, you know, they put like those googly eyes on it with like a big smile, like you look down at it, it's like, I think ashtray deserves this. Like ashtray is worked hard.
I don't think I would look at like that's like an object. Like
it's weird.
You have to be like batshit crazy. Like
he looks pretty
physically like wrong, and you're like,
and just to show, like this is posted by Lad Bible. Lad Bible is pretty credible. I'm sorry, Vice. It was posted by Vice, and then also Lad Bible. I was reading between the two articles, and like it's the whole thing of there are people out there who are like, and not kink shaming, nothing like that. You know, if you want to love your ashtray. Love your ashtray.
Who am I to tell you what to love?
Right? I mean,
Love your ashtray.
You know, Margot, I just hope that Margot just doesn't end up in a dump somewhere because I feel like
Margot,
those little like, I guess what was she made? I guess she made out of silicone. Like I feel like she had amazing like big silicone breasts. Like you just can't like abandon those things like in like a dumpster somewhere.
Like, Margot looks like a person.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
she may look angry all the time. Like, I wonder if
pissed, but I'd look pissed too if my boyfriend went and married an ashtray.
I wonder if
didn't have resting bitch face before that.
I wonder if Margot abused him. I wonder if there was some sort of physical abuse from Margot in this relationship. Like, you know, they're just laying on the couch and he grabs Margot's hand and she just hits him as hard as she can. And he's like, Margot, what are you doing? Like, why? Why are you doing
tonight? I have no wireless access.
Or would it be physical abuse from himself? Like at this point, he's abusing himself. Like he's arguing with, like, you're crazy. Like that's mentally fucked up. Not saying something because like I've done some crazy ass shit in my day. That was fucking nuts.
So have I. I have equally done so, and I've talked about so much crazy, insane shit on this show.
Yeah, I've been the crazy like girlfriend, crazy like ex-girlfriend. Like I've done the whole 9 yards.
Yeah.
That's fucking psychotic.
Yeah. Like I wonder if
how are you and your ashtray doing?
Fuck your ashtray.
Yeah. Fuck you. I'm not telling you shit about the ashtray. You want to sit there and hit me? Oh, you have nothing to say now, do you? You're just gonna sit there and look at me with that look on your face. And you're not even gonna say a word, are you? Are you, Margot?
Go back to taking cigarette butts.
Yeah. He just sits there. He just hugs the ashtray, and he's like,
I hope Margot beats his ass.
Me too.
So bad. He's just licking the ashes.
Oh, Margot fucks him up.
Yeah, did you ever see Robot Wars? I want Margot to go grab him by his balls and beat his ass.
Well, AI is going to take this planet over, and when that happens, Margot is going to come back with
Margot's
a fucking
queen.
vengeance.
I hope Margot pops his tires.
Like I feel like he's planning like this weird murder scene where he has Margot kill the ashtray, and the ashtray is found without its lid, all dented up like behind.
Filled.
Yeah, and then you just see Robert Stack and Unsolved Mysteries theme pops up, and it's like, tonight on Unsolved Mysteries, this tragic story of Margot killing this ashtray, and it's just like, you're just like, what the fuck is happening right now? But I feel like the way the world works, that like,
weird.
yeah, like,
How is that even legal to marry a sex doll, like marry an ashtray? How can you do that?
I don't know. I wonder.
We got to get him on the show.
So
yeah, I have questions.
Dude, that's a great fucking idea.
Right? I have questions.
I don't want him on the show. I want Ashtray on the show.
Yeah,
and like it's kind of like he just sits there, and the whole time we're just talking. And I'll create a whole gimmick. I did pro wrestling. Like I'll create a whole character for this fucking Ashtray and talk to it in like the 20th person. Like, I don't care. Like,
oh my god!
I want to see that episode of Cheaters where Margot catches him with the ashtray.
So, what do you have to say? We caught you with the ashtray.
We saw you.
Yeah.
You're a liar.
Flicking a cigarette, and she's like, "Oh, I see you."
Yeah, I know what's happening here. I see what's going on here. Like if you do like a Zoom call with him and the ashtray, like, is it like the kind of thing where like it's like the three of us and he's doing like the voices for all of them? Yeah. Like it's insane. So, but what we're gonna do is with that, we're gonna go ahead and conclude our episode here on YouTube Live. Sawyer, thank you for joining us on the program. Where can everybody find you? I always advise, don't give out your address. That's not a smart idea.
I had the pen in my hand. I'm all set for the address.
It just shows up to your house and you're just like, I don't understand. Like,
dude, there's a taser, a gun, and pepper spray. I'm not showing up the street, and a big dog. I'm not showing up to her house.
Don't show up to my house. You will get some form of injured. All my social medias are at Sawyer Cassidy 3 and a capital X.
Awesome. And Sawyer, thank you. Would you be able to hang out for 1 second once we're done?
I actually have to go, but
okay. Well, real quick before we end the live stream, would you be able to do a plug for us?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So I'm going to pin you real quick, and all I need you to do is just however you want to word it, just say, "Hey, this is Sawyer Cassidy, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast." Whenever you're ready.
Got it. Hey guys, this is Sawyer Cassidy, and you're watching the Happy Hour podcast.
Sawyer, thank you so much for coming on to the show. We'll be in contact. I'll send you a shirt.
Yes.
So yeah, thank you for coming on. We'll reach out for the HHPod Rumble. Thank you for joining us on the show. We're going to go ahead and let you get out of here. All right.
Thanks.
All right. See ya. All right. So pretty much we're going to be back again here on YouTube Live this coming Sunday. So this Sunday, we're going to be back here live on YouTube Live, and our featured guest is going to be Gracie Baby. She's going to be joining us here on the show. And our guest co-host, of course, Tom Nutty's going to be back. Shout out to Tom Nutty. He's off doing a lot of comedy stuff. That's why he's not here each and every week. I'm proud of him for doing all that. Janine Jericho, who actually, she was supposed to be on your show, but she broke her phone. Her phone broke.
Yeah, man. And she showed me a whole video of it.
Yeah.
Shout out for the classiness. And she left me this voice message. Dude, I'm a professional. This is not me. And she showed me this whole video about the phone. I felt so bad.
I've worked with Janine 3 times and she's never not shown up. And knowing the fact that you didn't hear from her all day long, and then I messaged her like, "Hey, are we still good for Sunday?" And then finally, I heard something back and she's like, "Oh man, but you're going to try to get a reschedule on your show." For her. So, that's going to happen down the line. So make sure everybody go over and follow Jeff, follow the Yo Show. If you're a fan of our show, go over, follow Jeff, follow his show. He's doing it up. He's got all kinds of stuff going on, just like we do. Jeff, of course, where can everybody find you and find your show, brother?
First of all, massive shout out and props to Ashley Pontius, who was an awesome special guest co-host Wednesday night. She's amazing. Yes. Thank you for that. You can find us on YouTube by just going to search bar and search The Yo Show. www.theyoshow show215.com. THEYO show215.com. Facebook is actually the Stoop Radio Network. Check us out. We're kind of like this. We have a lot of fun, a little more reserved, but we have a great time. And I have a great time coming on here too, because Ray is kind of my dark side of the podcast world. I love it. And Sawyer was amazing. She's gorgeous. Great time tonight.
And of course, you know, we do it every damn week here on the Happy Hour podcast. We have so much coming up. Like you guys probably saw from, you know, the ads alone. We have a lot of episodes coming up. You know, Reagan Fox is coming up. Natasha Nice is coming up. Wendy Rain is coming up. We have so much coming up in August. We're not even into September yet. And I think we have, 8 episodes lined up for August. That is a lot. We're very busy here on the Happy Hour podcast. But as long as you guys enjoy the show, if 5 of you enjoy it, if 50,000 of you enjoy it, I'm satisfied with that. You know, as long as somebody enjoys it, and you know, that's what keeps me rocking and rolling, because it's damn sure not the money, because I don't make a damn dime. So go out, go to the HHPod.com, buy some of our merchandise. We have probably about 25 to 30 shirt designs available, all kinds of fun stuff, all kinds of holiday designs, cool designs. Our most popular design is the Return of the Living Dead parody shirt, which everybody loves. It has all of our faces as zombies on the shirt. You know, yeah, just go ahead and get it. It's at www.thehhpod.com. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and wrap up our live stream right here on YouTube Live, and we will see you guys live right here on YouTube Live, 4:00 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube Live. See you guys next time right here on the Happy Hour podcast. All right, so that's gonna boom. All right, so there's that, and then